Hello YouTube, my name is Ethan Tuvlin,
And I'm Adam Helmy,
and we are students at DuPont Manual High School.
and this is our AP Statistics polling project.
Let's get it rolling! So Jason, do you mind walking us on where we are headed right now?
We are currently headed to the University of Louisville's campus in order to survey 30 college students and for our AP Statistics class.
And what are we surveying them about, Jason?
We are going to survey these college students about their perspective on the rising cost of college tuition and the effects that it has had on them as students and in their lives.
And can you elaborate on why college students are the target audience here?
Well, college students because they obviously would know the most, but we're also going to survey high school students in order to compare the two perspectives and what they believe on it and things of that nature. And then also we will interview parents in order to find out maybe how the process has changed and the cost of college has changed since when they were going to college.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
So the first question in our survey was, what do you think the average college debt for a person who has earned an undergraduate degree is? And the answer to this was E, between $30,000 and $35,000.
Question number 2 shows a graph of the rising cost of 3 different debts that many college students have. That is including auto loan, credit card, and student loan. And we asked these students to label on the graph which debt they think has risen the most over the past years, 2003 to 2018.
And we led question 3 by saying that private institutions often cost thousands more than public universities, and asked students that, knowing this, do they believe they would get a better education at a private or public institution?
Question number 4, we asked, do you believe that private or public institutions provide more financial aid to their students? And this is an opinionated question.
For number 5, we asked, did the cost of attendance at a particular school deter you from applying or attending one of your top choices or dream schools? And this is also an opinion question.
Question 6, we had, what percentage of college dropouts had to drop out due to the cost of attendance in the last year? And the correct answer is C, 50 to 60%.
And number 7, we just wanted to ask students, do they believe the amount they're spending is worth it for the degree they will earn? These are the first 3 students that were randomly selected to complete our survey at the University of Louisville.
As you can see, we surveyed students in many locations such as the library, cafeteria, and even the student activity center, so the whole population is represented.
All this data will be analyzed and compared to students at Bellarmine University, who will be surveyed next.
2 days later.
Hello, we're back and we just finished surveying our 30 random people at the University of Louisville.
And welcome to Bellarmine University. We're here to survey 30 more students. Let's get it.
Woo!
We now surveyed many students at Bellarmine to see if the perspective on college debt differs between public and private universities.
In the following clips, we will now compare the results of our data between Bellarmine University and the University of Louisville.
Eventually.
Now welcoming to the scene, analyst Adam Helmy.
Thank you, Ethan. So question number 1 asked students to guess what the average amount of college debt was for a person with an undergraduate degree. About 33% of Bellarmine students and 33% of University of Louisville students correctly guessed this answer. We believe this low number could be because many students were guessing on this answer and didn't really have an idea what it could be. For question number 2, students were asked to place 3 different types of debt on a chart: college debt, credit card debt, and auto debt. The top answer was, of course, student loan debt, and about 76% of U of L students got this answer correct, while 66% of Bellarmine students got this correct. However, many students incorrectly answered the question, as we previously said, and we can likely consider this statistically insignificant. For question number 6, it asked what percentage of college dropouts had to drop out due to the cost of college. And the answer was about 50 to 60%. And about 80% of U of L students did not know the correct answer, while about 73% of Bellarmine students did not know the correct answer. The difference in their responses was minimal, so we can assume that both populations had no prior knowledge on the issues affecting college dropouts. So question number 5 asked, did the cost of attendance deter you from applying to your dream school? And at U of L, 38% said the cost of school deterred them, while 26% said it did not. Another 36% said it played a very significant role, but not completely influencing their decisions. At Bellarmine, 20% said that cost deterred them, while 23% it did not, and 57% said it played a significant role while not completely deterring them. Bellarmine students said the cost was less likely to affect their decisions in applications than Louisville students did. This is likely due to the higher cost that Bellarmine students are already paying than Louisville students in the first place. Question number 3 asked students if they believe they would be receiving a better education at a private or public institution. At the University of Louisville, 20% said they believe private universities are better, while 20% said they believe public universities are better, and the majority, 60%, said they believe there is no significant difference. At Bellarmine University, about 50% said private is better, while 10% said public universities were better, and 40% say there is no significant difference. Most University of Louisville students said there was no significant difference, and the rest were split. But at Bellarmine, many students said private schools were better, and very few said public schools. This could be because the Bellarmine students are individually more satisfied with the school than the University of Louisville students. Question number 4 asks students if they believe private or public schools receive more financial aid. At the University of Louisville, 50% said they believe private schools give more financial aid, and 40% say public, while 10% say no significant difference. At Bellarmine University, 76% said private schools offer more financial aid, while 6% say public schools, and 17% say no significant difference. The correct answer is that private schools do offer much more financial aid than public schools. Many more University of Louisville students than Bellarmine students incorrectly said that public schools offer more aid, while a great majority of Bellarmine students correctly answered private schools. In fact, private schools receive almost 10 times as much aid as public schools. Students paying for a private school are much more likely to know this answer. And now, we will see what high schoolers think.
Here are some videos we took of surveying of our manual students. As you can see, we went through all different locations, including different lunches and different buildings of the school, to try to get the most random sample possible at our school.
And we welcome back Ethan Tovlin to analyze the high school data.
Thank you, and we actually have 4 charts and graphs to analyze our high school sample size. Starting off with a pie chart that is going to show the knowledge from manual students on college debt. And it has come to our attention that 30% of manual students that were surveyed happen to know that the average cost for an undergraduate degree, the debt-wise, is $30,000 to $35,000, and it has been increasing rapidly over the past years. And we happen to think that this could be due because not many students yet are looking at the cost of the debt or the cost of college in general, just primarily where they want to go. We now have 2 charts to compare the data or the thoughts of the public and private high schoolers on how they think the quality of education will differ at the college level between public and private institutions. It has come to our attention that both mainly public and private high schoolers happen to think that there is no significant difference when it comes to the quality of education at the higher level. However, our population size of the public high school, which is our manual students, happen to think that the private institutions offer much better quality of education, but we think this can be mainly due to the fact that many manual students want to pursue careers at prestigious schools like the Ivy League or even liberal arts colleges. We compare this to the Christian Academy of Louisville or our private school high schoolers, and they also, like I said, happen to believe there's no significant difference in the quality of education at the higher level. However, they believe that public schools offer the better education at the college level, which is very different than our other opinions, but very interesting. And we think that this could mainly be because private schoolers have had small classes for many years and maybe want to experience bigger schools for the education in the future and happen to think that they offer better education. Now to our 4th and final graph is going to analyze the rest of the data collected on our sample size at Manual High School. Starting off, about 15% of Manual students happen to know that 50 to 60% of college dropouts were due to debt. We can also see that about 40% of Manual students happen to say that applying to college, debt was going to be a big contributor, and 15% said it was not going to be a big factor. However, 40% of Manual students did say that cost will deter them from their dream school. This is mainly because cost has always been a problem when applying to colleges, but in today's society, it is only rising and getting worse. We can also see in this graph that many students are aware of the true cost of colleges because many concern the cost even before applying to schools, and it also varies for everyone who we sampled because public schools offer a wide variety of families with a wide variety of incomes that come from their households. Thank you to Shreyas and Ahmed for the graphs, and we now have an interview from an adult who had to experience college debt as a kid.
I had to pay for it on my own. I did have to get some student loans, but not a lot of student loans because I went in state, so it was very minimal. And then things were more stable when I got out of college, so my parents then paid off my student loan, so I didn't end up having a student loan. It is good to try to avoid it if you can, but if you're getting a good enough job, if you just need a little bit of a loan, I don't think it's terribly bad, and it's not, horrible to be able to overcome it.
One more question.
Yes.
How do you feel about paying for college nowadays?
Nowadays, the costs have really risen drastically, and since I went to college, and the kids nowadays have a lot of schools that cost a whole lot of money to go to. Again, I would weigh the difference of having to get debt versus not get debt. Some depends on if you're going to go to grad school, then I would go to undergrad as cheap as you possibly can. If you know you're going to go to grad school, and save that debt for grad school, because they don't actually give aid for grad school, so you have to get loans when you get to grad school. So if you can avoid it, great, but if you need a little bit of help, there is, $5,000-$10,000 here is not insurmountable. I have 2 kids that both had somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000, and then they were able to pay it off within a couple years. So it can be overcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Mrs. Bynum, for speaking on such an important issue. It's important everyone be educated about the true cost of college so that they can be fully prepared in their future.
We made this video not only to show that many high school and college students are unaware of the cost of the rising college debt, but also how it will affect them in the near future, or if it already has. Cost of college is still on the rise today, and we need to see change in the near future. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Drop a like down below, and if you've made it this far, comment Clover.
And roll credits.
Woo!